Hi guys, I'm Daniel LeBeau, and welcome back to the Fourth Revolution, where I discuss stocks for your portfolio of the future. So I'm going to do a little recap on the Fed action yesterday and take a look at the biggest software IPO in recent history, with Snowflake releasing its shares and the market's valuing it at a lofty $70 billion market cap. So let's dive in and take a look at the charts here. So this is the S&P 500 chart that I'm sure all you guys are familiar with. And we hit some pretty frothy levels in early September a couple weeks ago, with the relative strength index hitting its highest level since January of 2018. And we pulled back off of that for obvious reasons. We need to get a little bit more realistic with where the markets need to be. And we continue to bounce off this 50-day moving average here. As you can see, we dipped below it earlier today, and we bounced a little bit off of that. So this dip over the last 24 hours was catalyzed by Jerome Powell's speech yesterday. And let me just pull this up here. We can get rid of this. And so Jerome Powell spoke after Fed minutes released. They said that in the Fed minutes that they anticipate interest rates to stay near zero through 2023, which is crazy considering that inflation will be driving further and further up past their 2% target. And right here, Jerome Powell took the podium at 1:30 Central Time, 2:30 Eastern Time. And you can see that the markets just dipped down. And this is because Jerome didn't give, a lot of color on specifics about what their plan was, because their plan is extremely flexible in this point in time. And it's expected, because we're in a very unprecedented environment right now, with uncertainty being extremely high, considering that we've never been in a situation like we are today, with the pandemic being where it's at and tech driving our economy like it has today. So the markets didn't like what they saw. And a senior analyst at Aberdeen, James Abbey, said that the markets are like a spoiled child that didn't see what they wanted, and they decided to sell off. And it was just because of the uncertainty in the market that Jerome Powell kind of framed in his speech. And we saw a dip back down towards the 50-day moving average, which is right around here. And we're getting a little bit of a lift in morning trading today, but there still remains a significant amount of uncertainty, especially at the frothy levels that a lot of analysts are saying we're at today. So watch for us to continue to bounce off this 50-day moving average. And if we do break through it in any kind of material way, I would start to look to buy. I am thinking that once we hit, I think, a good support level after we break through this 50-day moving average here, which is right about 3340, roughly 3345. The next level we're looking at is 3200, and that is a level that I will start buying at. You can see that our oscillators here are illustrating, are coming down to illustrating under or oversold levels, and that is a spot that you want to be at as a buyer. So look for that moving forward here. So Snowflake is all the rage recently. This IPO'd yesterday and recorded the largest software IPO in history, and closed yesterday at a valuation of $70 billion. And in the past 12 months, the company's only made $40 million, which pushed their price to sales at over 170 times. And this is a crazy valuation considering any company in any field. But the company does produce massive sales growth, illustrating 121% year-over-year growth in this past quarter, and continues to produce triple percentage year-over-year growth, and it's expected to continue to do that in the future. This company is on the front lines of big data. It controls a big portion of the cloud platform data management. So they have these data silos that are able to allow companies to push their data and ingest their data into Snowflake's data centers, and these are obviously cloud-based, accessible data centers, and they use these through host companies like AWS, um, Azure, and Google's cloud platform. And it's funny because their hosted platforms are also their competitors at the same time. But I think Snowflake has a good competitive advantage considering it was first in the game here for ingesting structured and semi-structured data for usable analytics and management. So this company does have a bright future, but it's just a question of is its valuation justified right now? And a lot of people are kind of wrestling with that fact. It's dropped 7% today. Obviously, with any IPO, you're going to see a lot of volatility in the first days and weeks of its trading. And I would not jump into this stock today, but I think Snowflake is a stock to keep an eye on in the future. This company is undefinitely going to be a player in the big data segment in the decades to come. And with a $80 billion addressable market, according to their management team, the company definitely has a lot more growth ahead of it. So keep an eye on this as the Roaring Twenties continue and the fourth revolution begins to unfold. All right, guys. So, like I said, be careful with a lot of these tech stocks. Obviously, there's a lot of overzealousness in the marketplace today. And you saw that with Snowflake's IPO yesterday. People are just ready to buy anything and everything, no matter the valuation. And it's something to be apprehensive about. I mean, Snowflake does have a bright future, but you do want to buy it at 170 times trailing 12-month earning or trailing 12-month sales? Probably not. I would wait for a pullback on that, but I would still keep an eye on it. And take a look at some of the underperformers. The economy is beginning to recover, and companies like, some of the legacy companies like Disney, even the airlines and the banks, they're starting to have a positive upside, and they produce a decent yield at the same time for those apprehensive investors. You don't need to have a parabolic stock to have decent returns in this trading environment. So keep an eye out for these underperformers to continue to perform as people rotate out of these tech stocks that have had prolific returns. So don't forget to check out Zacks.com/promo. And our esteemed VP Kevin Matris is debuting his not debuting, but is giving you a chance to get a free look at his book, Finding Number One Stocks. So don't forget to check that out. And thanks for watching, guys.